My mother is mad at me because I lost my virginity to a tampon. I, like many other people, get my period once a month. Up until recently, I have only been using pads, but I've been wanting to switch to tampons or other alternatives for a while. This is mostly because I have an extremely heavy flow which causes me to use pads. Men for overnight, which are giant by the way during the daytime, and I have to change them really, and I mean really frequently. I'm always anxious that I may be leaking while wearing them, and it makes me really uncomfortable for context. My mother is very traditional. I came up to her one day to ask to switch to tampons, expecting her to agree with a fairly normal reaction. Instead, she flipped out on me and gave me a whole lecture of how I should be ashamed of even asking such a thing, and that apparently she genuinely thinks a piece of dry arse cotton would take my virginity. I literally thought she was joking, but she was being 100% serious. It was obvious that even trying to convince her was like trying to convince a brick wall. So after a few more arguments, I got fed up and decided I'd buy tampons with my own money. My brother was kind enough to agree to drive me to a nearby store, and I bought some without issue. A couple of weeks went by and everything was going fine until my mother decided it was a good idea to rummage through my room. And guess that she found my open box of tampons in my closet. I wouldn't have hid them better if I knew she liked to snoop around my room. She was furious and was basically screaming about how I'm a YOLO and how she didn't say it in these exact words, but she definitely wanted to. I'll die alone for having used a tampon. Now she's giving me the silent treatment until I apologize to her. But I still don't think I've done anything wrong, and I'm not one to throw out meaningless apologies.